Joe Rogan just changed everything. In a single episode, he pulled back the curtain on one of the biggest hidden scandals in modern entertainment. It's no longer just about Diddy. According to Rogan and growing reports behind the scenes, it's about a system, one that involves some of the biggest names in music, film, and even tech. The public may think they know who's involved, but Rogan made it clear this rabbit hole goes deeper than anyone expected.
But then it's just another Epstein. It's another Ghislaine Maxwell, where somebody gets indicted and nobody else. Indicted for trafficking kids to
no one.
I got my MTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
Everybody hung with Diddy. That's the other tricky thing. Like, Diddy hung out with everybody. And I've spoken to a bunch of people who are like, yo, great dude, like, always there for you, never asked for a single thing.
Till 1 a.m.
And then freak off.
Everybody says, get out of the house. Yeah. It's just amazing how many people in the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala, too.
Yeah, seriously. It's like insane.
Publicly, openly, all in.
Yes. It's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend. and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her opinion.
P. Diddy party. This is what happens to the white man. It's so unfortunate. You gotta pull back though, so they can see. That's crazy. Matt, move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look. What you got a drink on his head. And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is a actual DJs aren't supposed to pass out, but when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to them.
And then there's also like people that are elites, and that's their thing. Like their thing is to do something that is horrible, and it's not available to other people. So it's like, I think there's like a sickness that people have when they have power, like extreme power, and then what else can I do? What else can I do? What else is what else is taboo? What else is forbidden? The thing is, like, we're getting the rumors from the internet, and the internet thinks that the Taliban took out that bridge in Baltimore. So it's like, who knows? Who knows what's real?
That's what Diddy's lawyers, I think, said. It was like that. These are just trumped up charges. Not trumped up. I don't think they said that, but like bullshit charges.
Dude, when Homeland Security invades your house,
you got problems
with dudes with fucking guns and body armor.
He didn't just speculate, he hinted at a list filled with powerful figures who were all connected in one way or another to Diddy's private world. The moment Rogan opened his mouth about that list, the internet exploded. He described how certain names were already causing waves behind the scenes. A certain pop singer with a Las Vegas residency suddenly went silent. A superhero actor quietly left the country. And a tech billionaire, well known for space rockets and unpredictable posts, reportedly canceled a private event and deleted entire threads of online messages. According to Rogan, this is no longer just about celebrity gossip. It might be something far more calculated. There's speculation that these private gatherings were used for more than just entertainment. Some believe they were tools for leverage, maybe even political influence. Rogan floated the idea that intelligence groups might have used Diddy's events to get celebrities on their side, pushing political campaigns or supporting specific public figures. But even if that part remains a theory, the connections between Diddy and these celebrities are real, and many of them are already scrambling to erase the trail. One of the biggest names Rogan brought up was Jennifer Lopez. Once Diddy's girlfriend, J-Lo, is now under renewed scrutiny. Though she's never been charged or publicly accused of wrongdoing, her past with Diddy is being examined from a whole new angle. New documents suggest her role wasn't just romantic. She wasn't just by Diddy's side, she was part of the system. Internal records from Diddy's former team reportedly show she was considered a green guest, a label given to those who were trusted enough to bypass standard procedures at high-profile events. These weren't typical parties. Guests handed over their phones, security footage was removed, power was rerouted to temporary generators, everything was done off the record, and according to one former staffer, Lopez wasn't just attending, she was helping coordinate. This staffer claimed that Lopez often worked with Diddy's inner circle to help organize the logistics of these secretive events, especially when important business partners or high-level international guests were involved. There's even a report suggesting that one of these events involved multiple foreign officials, and Lopez was the one who smoothed over a disagreement that broke out behind the scenes. Then there's the matter of her silence. For years, Jennifer Lopez has spoken out on many issues, especially when it comes to public figures. But despite her long and well-documented relationship with Diddy and all the troubling stories now surrounding him, she hasn't said a word. No distancing statement, no clarification, nothing. Rogan and his guest questioned why Lopez would speak out against certain politicians, but say absolutely nothing about someone she was far closer to. Is it just loyalty, or does she know more than she's letting on? Beyond Lopez, another major figure whose name keeps coming up is Will Smith. While the world saw him as the fun-loving star of film and TV, people behind the scenes are telling a different story. Former assistants and travel agents have claimed that Will was often present at some of Diddy's most exclusive events. These weren't public affairs, they were off-the-grid gatherings at villas, islands, and mansions where cameras were banned and travel was coordinated with extreme secrecy. In one report, Smith's name was found on the guest manifest for a private estate in the Caribbean, nicknamed the Mirror House by insiders. This location, like others tied to Diddy, was surrounded by intense privacy protocols. Staff had to give up their phones, routes were disguised, and hotels were used as decoys. Even more interesting is the financial trail. Smith was reportedly listed as a silent investor in a digital streaming startup connected to Diddy. The company quietly disappeared after a year, and the paperwork leads to a holding company based offshore. No one really knows what the platform was meant to do, but whistleblowers now claim it was used to build access, not to music, but to people. Though Will Smith publicly denied being involved in any of Diddy's private activities, people who worked these events tell a different story. They say Will didn't just attend, he was involved in selecting new guests. Young talents and influencers were brought in under the idea of mentorship, only to leave looking shaken. And then there's Jada Pinkett Smith. While she wasn't at every gathering, witnesses say she was at enough to raise questions. She was usually calm, collected, and focused on what some called energy alignment. According to insiders, Jada held private discussions with top-level guests, conversations that seemed harmless on the surface but now raise eyebrows considering what was happening at the same time. Both Smiths have stayed silent in recent weeks. Neither has commented on their connection to Diddy despite growing speculation. And they're not alone. Jay-Z and Beyoncé have also been drawn into the discussion, two of the most powerful and private figures in music. Unlike others who simply attended events, Jay-Z was considered part of the structure. He and Diddy weren't just collaborators, they were builders of a system that moved money, controlled access, and shaped influence across industries. Sources who worked logistics for Diddy say Jay-Z never needed an invite. He showed up when it mattered. From 2015 to 2019, the two were reportedly in constant contact. Millions of dollars moved through joint ventures and shell companies, disguised as creative projects but now seen as potential cover operations. And Beyoncé? While her image has remained pristine, former staffers say she was present at more of these events than people realize. Always protected by layers of security, she appeared comfortable and familiar. One chef who worked multiple gatherings said Beyoncé moved like someone who'd done this many times before. Reports also claim that Beyoncé curated guest lists for at least one event, bringing in new, young female artists under the idea of mentorship. Yet some of those artists disappeared from public view not long after. None of this has been acknowledged by the Carters. Despite the growing questions, they've said nothing. Their public image management has been flawless, but silence at this point is becoming its own message. Then there's Jamie Foxx. His name surfaced again after a conversation with Joe Rogan took a serious turn. While joking about parties in Hollywood, Foxx hinted that he had been to several of Diddy's private events. And while he played it off with humor, it was clear there was more he wasn't saying. What really caught attention, though, was when fans began connecting dots between his health scare in 2023 and his past proximity to Diddy. Foxx suffered a medical emergency and disappeared from the public eye for months. Some now wonder if it was connected. While that remains unproven, Foxx's shift in tone, especially about Diddy, has not gone unnoticed. He used to laugh about those parties. Now he barely talks about them. That change speaks volumes. The bigger question now isn't just about who attended, it's about who helped build the machine, who was just a guest, and who was a part of the infrastructure. Jennifer Lopez, Will Smith, Jada, Pinkett Smith, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Jamie Foxx all are names being talked about more and more as details emerge, not because they've been charged, but because their silence is becoming deafening.